So, one common theme between all of the great men that I've gone over is that they always have a sense of direction and a sense of purpose in life. And of course, they weren't always like that. They weren't always the people that they became. And that's the important thing is that they became who they were. I'm sure you've seen the title of the video. If you cannot change your circumstances, you must change your attitude. And it doesn't have to just be your attitude, it could be you have to change yourself. There's two quotes from Viktor Frankl that I like a lot, and he wrote, I believe the book he wrote was called A Man's Search for Meaning. So the first quote says, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of all human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." And the second quote, which says, "When we are no longer able to change our situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." And I think when you look at the stories of the lives of these great men, for example, Theodore Roosevelt, when he was very young, he was sick, very sick all the time, and he had severe asthma problems, which would be so bad that he would wake up in the middle of the night and feel like he was being strangled to death. And he experienced this until one time when his family went on a trip to the Alps to go hiking, and he realized on this trip that he could keep up with his father, which, if you've ever hiked in the mountains, you know how much harder it is to breathe. That is, I mean, if you don't live in the mountains, you know that how much harder it is to breathe. And I lived in Colorado for a long time, and it is so much more difficult to go back there now and hike versus when I lived there because the elevation difference is so crazy. So to have severe asthma problems and then to go into the Alps and hike and realize as a little boy that you could keep up with your adult father would be life-changing for sure. And so when Roosevelt realized that he could do this, he started to work out and he started to box. He took the situation he was in, he took the circumstances of his life, and he changed himself and his attitude so that he could overcome the circumstances. And in doing that, he started to become the man that he would then later be. And the man he would later be, obviously, if you know anything about him, is a great man, to say the very least. He did so many different things, and if anyone saw him as a child, I don't think they would believe that he would do all that he did. I think another important thing is when Jordan Peterson said to clean your room. Because when you start off by cleaning a room, you are starting off with what you can control. And in doing that, you realize that there are things in your control. For example, your room. You can make your bed, you can rearrange your room, you can sweep the floor, you can clean the toilets, you can clean the bathroom, you can do everything. So that's in your control. And in that, I think also it helps you realize that what's around you is a reflection of your mind. The way you view the world is a reflection of your mind. The way you view your life is a reflection of your mind. Because obviously it's the way you view it, the way you see it in the circumstances you are in. But what most people don't realize is that the circumstances you are in is all in your head. Because yes, you are in those circumstances, but you attach emotions to it, which usually just make it positive or negative. Not so much neutral. Some things can be neutral, but it's generally just positive or negative. So when you start cleaning your room and you start doing things around you in the outside world, and you start acting like you are the person, you are already the person that you want to be, your circumstances will change around you. The funny thing is that when you change your attitude or you change yourself because you don't like the circumstances you are in doing that, it's not just that you have a more positive view of the circumstances you are in, but that you are creating a new situation, which is based off of you, based off of your attitude, and based off of yourself. So it's completely different. And by doing that, you are consciously deciding to take control of your life and take as much control of your life as you can, because you can only take a certain amount of control of your life. And you are consciously doing something to change it. And when you realize what you actually want from life, and you are the man that you would see in that position, you start acting like that man, that things start to change. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, all these great men of the past and the great men living today, they all have a very common trait among them, and that is that they know what they want in life. They have a sense of direction and purpose. And when you actually sit down to think about it, think about what you actually want in life, what you actually want to do, you probably won't be able to have an answer, actually. Most people do not have an answer for what they want. Most people will look at other people and see what they have or what they want and follow along with that. And I think that's why trends exist, is because there are people that know what they want, and the people that don't know what they want follow the people and follow the example of the people that know what they want. And that's why becoming a great man is so important, because when you know what you want, you can influence other young men into, or old men, other men around you into becoming other great men that know what they want from life, that know what they want to do, that know who they want to be. You don't want to be the person that follows everyone else. The trends are completely fake. For example, a lot of people have Instagram, a lot of people have TikTok, a lot of people have YouTube. And on all three of these platforms, they all have short form videos, which make it so much more easier for trends to become popular, because our attention span has been reduced so much that it's difficult for people to sit through a 15 second to 1 minute video. And when you can produce so many of those sorts of videos, 15 seconds to 1 minute clips of videos, and put it out for people to see, and you kind of make it nice and shiny, and you can turn it into something popular. You can turn it into a trend. Now, obviously, also, a lot of the trends that you see on Instagram or TikTok were created by not very admirable people. Not the people that you want to be, that's for sure. But people don't look at the people who created the trend as much as the trend itself, because people want to be like other people. And that's part of the thing with becoming a great man, is that you do not want to be other people. You want to be you. And when you are you, you get so much more than everybody else. All of the popularity and excitement from making a short little video following a trend is nothing compared to what you will achieve. Because you won't be following someone, you won't be following a trend, you will be creating. You will be the people creating the trends. The trends hopefully are different. The trends that you create are hopefully going to be different than the TikTok trends or Instagram trends, because those are dances or something dumb that's sometimes funny, or a hairstyle, or something you wear. It could be a shirt, it could be pants, could be shoes, could be a hat. You do not want to be the person that advertises that. You want to be the person that advertises being independent and being you. And if you don't know who you are, figuring out who you are and what you want. In doing this, you will change your circumstances. Anyway, I plan on doing more videos like this because while there is a demand for stories of great men, I think there's also a demand among men, and more particularly young men, for content that explains to them how to more easily become an individual, become their own great man. And obviously there's not a 3-step process like do this, this, and this, and you will be a great man. That's anyone who sells you anything like that is completely lying to you. Becoming a great man is not that easy. And I think that's one good thing about the videos of the stories of the great men is that you realize that it's not easy. Even though I just have it presented a short summary of their lives, you realize in that they definitely did not live easy lives. So I think it's important to also make videos like this for young men that don't exactly know the path. Now, again, you must create your own path, but I think there's a path to your own path, or at least certain landmarks that can show you exactly where your path is. And I think videos like this, explaining things like this, are those sorts of landmarks. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.